In this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate out force so you could throw a ball accurately. We're going to hit that target right there. I was building my basketball game and I wanted to be able to throw to other players, but I have to be able to hit the other player, right? So we're going to throw this ball, boom, at that target. And we could do this from anywhere in our little court area. So I'm way over here. Can I hit that target? Brah, that's pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use ChatGPT to get our force calculations. First thing we're going to do is make a ball, or if you've been following along with the basketball videos, you use that, but some people are new. Go to the Home tab, hit Part, and I got a sphere selected. That's going to be my ball that I can see, but I'm going to call this handle. It's going to serve two purposes. So let's go ahead and make the color different. There we go, kind of a eggplant colored ball, and then size. I think I'll make this 1 by 1 by 1. All right, and we're going to go to the workspace, hit the plus, hit an A for accessory. Boom, there's an accessory. And we're going to call that ball, right? Or basketball if you're making a basketball, right? You can name this what you want. You just have to remember the name. All right. Now this handle with a capital H has to be spelled just like that, H-A-N-D-L-E. We're going to drag it into the ball, and we need to put an attachment on the handle. Hit the plus, and then get an A, attachment. And this is going to affect where it joins to the character when the character picks it up or wears it, right? Oh man, look at that. That's on 14. Let's change the zoom here. I'm going to right click and then use my mouse wheel to slow down a bit. There we go. And I'm going to zoom in on that handle by hitting an F. Cool. All right, that's good. Now I want an attachment that's going to match the name of the attachment on the avatar where it connects. So let's hit the avatar. We'll go to the rig builder. I'm using R15, mesh avatar. There we go. I'm going to open this rig up, and then I'm going to look for the right hand. I'm going to put it as right hand. And then we're going to use this right grip attachment. Basically, I'm going to click on it twice so I can copy that name, Control C, and then I'm going to go up here to my ball, handle, attachment, and I am going to rename the attachment, Control V, by pasting that name in so that it's spelt correctly. All right, now let's get the ball. Let's drag it to the rig, and then we're going to position it. All right, so let's open the ball now that it's on the rig. Open the handle. Get the right grip attachment. We're going to move the attachment. So we're going to hit this move. That means we got to go opposite to the direction we want the ball to move, right? Because we're actually adjusting the attachment in relation to the ball. So I pushed up, the ball went down. We could probably make that go to, let's do it. I'm going to push to the left, maybe one click. But you get the idea, right? So that's pretty good. Now let's create our throw animation, or if you're doing the basketball, you probably already have an animation. You can skip to the next section. But I am under the avatar tab. I'm going to make an animation now for this ball. I'm going to hit the animation editor, maybe hit it twice, and we'll get our rig. Let's call the animation throw. Hit create. There we go. Now I'm going to go over to these three dots right here. I'm going to check my animation priority. I'm going to set it to action. Cool. I'm going to go to these three dots again. I'm going to save it. And now in my rig, you will see set anim saves, throw, in case you want to modify it. All right. So we got our arm right here. Let's get that right arm. Let's pull that thing up. I don't know, maybe 75 degrees. Let's go get the green here. We'll go, 75 degrees. Let's get the arm and pull it up 60 degrees. How's that? All right, I'm going to get the upper torso. I just clicked on that upper torso. I'm going to pop that back 30 degrees. I'm going to get his arm. That's going to counterbalance a little bit, right, when he throws. So it'll go out. His face, let's straighten that out. Oh, it's a little hard to get with the hair. There we go. I'll just bump that 30 degrees forward. That's pretty good. Let's grab those keyframes. Let's right click, do copy selected, go to maybe the third frame. We're going to have them hold it for just a split second. We'll do copy select. I did copy selected. We'll do paste selected, paste keyframes. That's what I want. Cool, right? Boom, nothing happens. That's all right. We're going to go out to maybe the 9th frame. And we're going to undo this, right? We're going to release the ball. There, I moved 60 degrees that way. That arm's going to counterbalance the other way. Get the red. Nice. His face is going to straighten out because he's going to look at his target a little more than he is anyway now. Get that green. How about 2? Nice. We got to straighten that arm out. And I would do it in the reverse order. So I'm going to grab the lower arm. I'm going to, what was that, 60? I think it was 60. I'm going to grab the upper arm. We'll move that 75. There we go. And now I want to get that red, right? So the red circle. I'm going to go up a little bit. A little tricky. There we go. 60. Wasn't quite 75. That's all right, though. That looks pretty good. Let's see what we got when we go to play it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's good. Let's hit those 3 dots. Let's hit save. Get the 3 dots again. Check your animation priority again. Action. And publish to Roblox. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. And we'll hit submit. Get the ID. Copy that box. Close. We're going to go over to our ball. Hit the plus. That's the ball accessory. Hit an A for animation. Cool. We will call this throw anim. And I'm going to right click and paste. Enter. Now let's determine what we can throw the ball at by using the tag editor. I'm going to close this animation window. I'm going to go back to the home tab. I'm going to put some walls up so I don't have to worry about losing the ball. Let's go ahead and I think I'll turn collisions on for this. Hit apart. And we'll go down here. Wall. And we're also going to tag the wall so we can throw the ball at the wall. And then let's change the size. Where's my size? Here it is. We'll make it like 100 by 50 by 1. Where'd it go? Wow, there it is. Cool. I'm going to speed up my mouse a little bit. Right click, use the wheel. There we go. 3. That's good. All right, so let's go ahead and move this out. I'm not going to measure it or anything. And turn collisions off. Control D. Just go ahead and drag that this way. Control D, we'll rotate it. There we go. Move it. Move it. Control D again. Maybe move it this way. Put collisions back on. Bump everything together, right? Oh, I missed it. Pull it in. Push. There we go. And pull it in, push. I'm not going to make it perfect, right? It's just for the video. And push. Sweet. All right, so we're inside here. We're going to have to anchor this. Let's grab those 4 walls. And I'm going to go down to anchored. Nice. I'm going to turn the casting shadows off. So cast shadow, uncheck. I'll make things a little easier. I think my mouse is going too fast now. That's all right. So what we want to do is get the tag editor, come up here, right click, hit the tag editor. We're going to create a tag, and that's going to be something like target that we can throw our ball at, right? Target. And I'm going to click on one of these walls. Do one at a time. Target. target. So anything that we click, we can throw at. Target and target. I know I had like a little blue target in the demo. You can do that too. Oh, I'm going way too fast on my mouse. I got to change that. I'm going to get this guy as a target. Boom, target. All right, and when other players come in the game, let's target them too. So I'm going to close the rig so I have a little more space. I'm going to go down to server script service. I'm going to hit the plus. I'm going to add a script, and let's call this GameMgr, GameMgr. Should we make that a little bigger so you can see it? Maybe 2 clicks. How's that? Let's get rid of the print statement right here. Delete. And I want to get the collection service. So local CS game get service collection service. We will get the game.players.player added event. Connect that to a function. The player will get passed in. And with the player, you're going to get the character added event. Connect that to a function. The character will get passed in. And we're going to do a CS for collection service. Add tag to the char. And what do we call it? Target, right? Probably for production game, you might want to call it like ball target. Target's a little general. All right, that's looking good though. Now let's make it so that when we click on things, we can get that information. Let's go over here to starter player, and we'll open up starter player. Starter player scripts, I think I'll put it there. Hit the plus, add a local script, and we might want to call this like BallThrow.Loc. BallThrow.Loc for local script. Nice. All right, we got to get a remote event. We don't have a remote event, not in this game, but if you have the basketball game, you have one. I'm going to go to replicated storage, hit the plus, add a remote event, and let's call this throw RE, right? And we had a shoot RE for the basketball game. You could do a throw RE also if you want 2 remote events. That'll still work if you want to make your mechanism different for throwing and shooting. But you should be able to use this one too. So I'm going to get a variable for replicated storage, game, get service, replicated storage, and what else? Let's get our throw RE, right? Throw RE, RS, wait for child, throw RE. What else? We need our user input service, game, get service, user input service, and we'll get our player service, game, get service, player service, and let's get a player from the player service. So we'll say players.localPlayer. All right, and oop, I spelled player wrong. Let me get an E in there and remove an E on the end. Now let's get the mouse from the player. Player get mouse. Sweet. And 2 more. Let's get our collection service because we need the tags, right? Game get service, collection service, and let's get a table of all the things we can click on. So I'm going to say ball target table, and that's going to be the collection service get tagged, and we're going to get everything that has the target tag. If you can't remember what the tags are, let's go to our tag editor. I just called it target. All right, so we have to spell it the same way. Target. Nice. Let's make a helper function to see if the thing we clicked on is actually a good target, right? So I'm going to say a local function is good target. We're going to pass in the thing we clicked on. We haven't done that code yet, but that's all right. We're going to get the ball target table and refresh that just in case there's any new targets, like new players. Get tagged. There we go. And we're looking for target. What else? For INV in pairs, we got the ball target table. Let's do an if target equals V, so an element in the table, or target dot parent Oh my goodness. Equals V, because if it's an arm of a character, the character is actually tagged, so we want the parent. Or what if it's his hat? Target dot parent dot parent. That should do it, right? Equals V. Then. And I'll put this on another line so you can see everything. There you go. You can keep it all in one line if you want. That's just for visibility for the video. So if these conditions, if any of these conditions are met, we're going to return true. Right? If they're not, the default return is a nil, which is treated as a false. So I'm not going to put a default in there, although I probably should for completeness. But we're going to get the user input service here. We're going to say input began, connect to a function. The input's going to be one of the parameters. The game processing event will be the other. We won't use the game processing event. We're going to check if mouse.target and, oh man, we got a bunch of stuff here, right? Because we want this to work on the phone. So I'm going to say input user input type equals enum user input type mouse 1. Let's put this on a separate line. Can we do that without messing things up? There we go. All right, so if we hit mouse 1, oh, and if we're on a phone, let's do or. This is going to be practically the same. Copy, Control C. So we do another line. Control V. I don't like the way it does that with the parenthesis. This is going to be the touch, right? So this is if you're on a computer, you'll get a mouse 1 event. This is if you're on the phone, you're going to get a touched event. Both of those we want to fire. And we just go ahead and put our then right there. That little red thing should have gone away. And what else? Oh, let's get our target from the mouse, right? So we have a target equals mouse.target. Let's check to see if it exists. If target exists and is good target, right? Then let's print out the position that we clicked. We can print out the name too, right? So we'll just say found target. You want to do the name? Target.name. And then we'll do position is mouse.hit.dot position. We don't want the target's position because that's going to get the center of the target. We want to get where we clicked. All right, I'm going to put one more line down in here. And we're going to do throw RE : fire server. We want the mouse hit position. Sweet. Now we can try this out. See if we get a target and a position. See if they make sense. All right, let's try this out. We're going to hit the play button. Go to your view tab and then output window. There we go, down there. We're going to check to see if there's errors. Let's click on something. I'm going to click his arm, upper arm. And what do we got? Look at that, right upper arm. And we got a position. Good. What if we get his hair? Sweet, we got the handle of the hair. So that's looking good. Wall, nice. What about this wall? Good. We're getting different positions on Y and the Z of that wall. That's looking good. The Y should be a lot different right here, right? Yep, 47. So we are getting our positions. It's looking pretty good. Let's move on. Now let's work on our ball. So the ball is in the rig. Go to the rig, find the ball, drag the ball to the workspace so it is no longer in the rig. We need to be able to pick it up. And I'm going to open the ball. I'm going to hit the plus. And let's get an S for script. We are going to get a regular script, not a local script. All right, so get a regular script, and we're going to call this BallMgr. So if you have a basketball, most of this code is going to be the same, right? But we're assuming people are starting from scratch. All right, we got our print statement right here. Let's get some variables. First thing we're going to need is the ball accessory, and that's just going to be script.parent. We're going to get the ball itself, and that will be ball accessory handle, right? Serving two purposes. It's a handle and it's actually the physical ball. We need a variable for the character that has possession of the ball. So I'm going to say char that has me, nil. All right, and then we're going to get the anim. You can call this throw anim. I'm going to call it anim for now. We'll say ball accessory throw anim. And we're going to need a debounce. So this will be the can pass, right? Whether we can pass or not. And we'll need a cooldown too. So we'll do cooldown. That's going to be the time of the cooldown to pass back and forth in seconds. So when we throw, we're going to have to do something with that, right? Because it's going to get there before a second. All right, now we need to get our replicated storage, game get service, replicated storage. In replicated storage, we have our throw remote event. So I'll call this throw RE, replicated storage, wait for child, throw RE. All right, that is the variables we'll need. We're going to need two helper functions, local function, get hum, and we'll pass the player in, get the humanoid back. So I'll do local char equals player.character or player.character added weight. All right, and then once you got the character, you can get the hum, right? So we'll say local hum equals char weight for child humanoid, and then we're going to return the hum. So this function, you pass in a player, you're going to get a humanoid back. All right, what else do we need? Let's do a function for the load animation, local function, and we'll do load anim, pass in a humanoid, and we are also going to pass in the animation. And probably bad naming, I'm going to call it the same as the global, the script global animation. Right, so we'll do local animator hum wait for child animator, and then once we have the animator, we're going to get a track. So we'll say animator load animation anim. Right, so it's going to be this anim that we pass in. Just do a return down here, and we're going to return the track. Scroll down a little bit. We need the the touched event, not the can touch, but the touched event. So we'll say ball touched connect. So this is the handle part of the ball. We'll get an anonymous function. Other part touches it. We're going to look for a player. So local player. Game, what is it? Player service, get player from character. Well, the other part, if it's a hand or a foot, other part dot parent will be the character. Let me go ahead and move this to the side a little bit. That'll work. All right. So, but if it's not a hand or a foot or something that belongs to a character, then we don't want to enter, we don't want to do any code for that. So we'll do a if player, oh yeah, player exists, and can pass, yep, the cooldown is good, then can pass will be false, cooldown is now not good. If the char that has me equals nil, nobody has it, right? So we're going to pick them up. Then we'll say local hum, and we'll do the get hum, wait. Pass in the player. What else do we need? Oh, hum, add accessory, ball accessory. We'll set the char that has me now to the ball accessory parent, which is the character carrying the ball. Scroll up a little bit. We'll get down here at the end of the if. We'll do our wait for the cooldown. And then we'll reset can pass to true. Nice. Let's go ahead and try this out. Here we go. Starting up. And we just got to pick up that ball and make sure there are no errors in the output window. Looking good. All right, we're carrying the ball, no carry animation. That's fine. Let's go ahead and throw that ball now. I turned the player off and I'm going to go back to the BallMgr. So workspace, ball accessory, BallMgr, open that up. And now let's go to the top. We need to listen for the remote event for if a player clicks on something and they have the ball, we're going to throw it. So let's get a variable for replicated storage. That's where our remote event is. Game get service, replicated storage. Then let's get a variable for the throw remote event, or throw RE. RS, replicated storage, wait for child, throw RE. This thing right here is going to listen for the event that comes over from the client side. I'm going to go down to the bottom of the code, do a Control V there so I don't spell it wrong. And I'm listening for a server event coming from the client. Right, so we do our on server connect or on server event connect to a function. The player who triggered the event is going to get passed into this, and then we're going to get the position. We put that position in there, if you remember, right? That's the mouse hit position. All right, so we need to check to see who has the ball because we're actually sending this to the ball, not the player. So I'm going to say char that has me if it is not equal to nil, and player.name equals char that has me dot name. Then, we need to get the humanoid of that character. So we'll do get hum. Well, we have the player, right? That got passed over, but we have that get hum function to help us out. We'll get the character from the humanoid. Let's see, hum.parent. That's just an easier way of doing it, I think. And let's get the ball set network owner to the player. So the person who has the ball is going to see the stuff first, right? This is just gameplay enhancement. Let's get a throw track. And we have a helper function for that to get the throw track. We have our load anim. We're going to pass in the humanoid and then the script name for the throw animation. I think I called it throw anim. Whatever you named it up above for that animation right there we did earlier, throw anim. All right, we're going to get our throw track, right? What do we call that? Throw track, :play. And then we'll set can pass to true. I know we're not really using can pass right now, but people who have the basketball will have that. So let's wait a little bit before we do our throw stuff because the animation is going to start playing. I didn't put a trigger in the animation, so I'm going to get the length of the animation and then just wait like maybe half of the animation or 60% of the animation. Right, and then I'll get my ball accessory parent, and I am going to plop it in the workspace because I'm removing the accessory from the character throwing the ball. I have to do that before I apply the force. All right, so now let's get our humanoid root part from the character. We'll do a wait for child. All right, and we'll do humanoid root part. And let's get the direction that we're going, the direction between where we clicked in the world, which is pause, and then the HRP's position, right? And we're going to make that a unit vector for now. So of length 1, we just want the direction, not the magnitude of the vector. All right, now we'll get our ball pivot. We'll get our pivot 2. So this is the C frame of the ball. We'll do pivot 2, and we're going to set the ball when we go to throw it. We'll do get pivot of the humanoid root part, and I'm going to bump this out a little farther than I did in the other video. We're going to go direction times 4 because we want to be able to run, throw it, have the ball be in front of us enough so we don't affect the ball. All right, and then Let's do a local distance to the target. Now we have to be more precise because we're going to use this for our force calculations. We're going to get the ball position, right? And then subtract it by the position we sent in. I'm going to need to put this in parentheses here because we just want the magnitude, right? That's the distance between the ball position and the position we clicked, right? We're going to calculate out force. We haven't looked it up in ChatGPT yet, right? And I'm going to reset my direction now more precisely. We're going to get the ball's position, or the position that was clicked, minus the ball's position, right? Because we were using the humanoid root part before, but that's not quite where the ball is, right? We just don't really know. It should be close to that, though. All right, now, down here, let's put a note. Get force calculation from ChatGPT, right? Or force equation, but you know what I mean, right? And let's go down to, let's just release the ball for now. So let's say char that has me equals nil, right? So that's nobody has the ball. And then we'll do our cooldown. We'll get the ball set network ownership back to auto. So the network ownership is now run by Roblox and is not on the client. And then we'll get the can pass to true in case you guys have the can pass code from the basketball. All right, we need to get this, but let's make sure we don't have any errors and we should see the animation, right? So we'll hit play and we're going to pick this thing up. Let's go to view output, run over. We're going to grab the ball. We're going to click on something. Let's click on that rig. That's not bad. All right. So the ball is actually dropping in front, but we're going to put force on it right there. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. I looked around online to find a projectile calculator, projectile range calculator. And if you look at this and you're pretty good with this sort of thing, go for it because ChatGPT isn't really that trustworthy. So looking at this, I noticed that if we have an assumed angle and then we don't vary height, right? It's on a flat plane. We can make this so much easier. Let's go over to ChatGPT. I'm using ChatGPT 4. Not a big fan of ChatGPT because you really got to check stuff, right? But I made a little request and I didn't want you to have to see me fumble through this. So it says, give me a formula to calculate the velocity needed to project a ball a given distance, d, that's the distance, with an initial angle of 45 degrees. We can get the 45-degree angle pretty easily on our force, so let's try and take as many variables out of this equation as possible. And we're just going to wait for this thing. It's got a lot to say. Oh yeah, so we have this, but we already know theta, right? We know the angle. It's going to be 45 degrees. We get down here. Oh, look at that. If we already know it's 45 degrees, the sine of theta, or the sine of 2 theta is 90 degrees, is 1. Not bad, right? That's pretty short. So the velocity should be the square root of gravity times the distance. What's the gravity in Roblox? Let's take a look. Let's open up our Roblox. I'm going to turn my game off. I'm going to go over to File, and we'll go into Game Settings. Let's take a look at the world. Gravity. Here it is. 196.2 studs per second squared. And it gives you meters per second squared, but we're using studs, right? So studs per second squared. Nice. What do we do with that? let's go over to the BallMgr. Let's go ahead right underneath where we put our little note. I'm going to do local VEL for velocity, and we'll get our math dot square root, and we got what, distance times gravity, and what's that, 196.2. Sweet. But we need to apply this velocity on an angle. Now we can apply our direction to our velocity by multiplying the direction, and we need that upward angle, right? So we'll do direction, plus vector 3 new, 0, 1, and 0. So the up vector of length 1 multiplied by the direction vector of length 1, we need to make this a unit vector so it doesn't affect the magnitude here, right? Or this is actually applying the proper amount of force to this vector right here, the direction. Now, here's the one little caveat. I'm going to move this to the next line. One little caveat: if someone clicks high, we aren't really prepared to change height that much, right? We can go within a little bit, but not too much. Let's make sure we get our direction vector 3 new so that the y component doesn't change much. I'm going to get my dir x, make y 0, dir z. So this will be the direction on the xz coordinate, but we want the y to go up so that it's 45 degrees from the ball's initial position so they can hit our target. That should work. Let's get the ball linear, assembly linear velocity, and assign that VEL, and we'll try it out. Go ahead and hit play. We're going to definitely need the output window, right? I'm a little bit nervous. There we go. Let's pick this thing up. We're going to throw it at our guy. That's not bad. I mean, the animation could use a little extra tweaking, but let's try to hit his hand. Pretty darn good, right? That's pretty accurate. All right, let's do it running, because we may have to modify where we place the ball at the beginning of the throw. That's not bad. But if the ball starts popping behind you, right, what you're going to have to do on your BallMgr right here, increase this number, maybe 4.2 or something, so that the start is a little bit before the player so he doesn't run into the ball once it's released as an accessory and then throw off the trajectory. All right, well, good luck with that. That's a hard one. I will see you in the next video.